In this video, I want to talk about investor relations or companies exposing themselves to the investment community. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I've heard some talk from particular investors, and I also saw a YouTube video talking about negatively about I don't want to invest in a particular company if this particular company is doing X, Y, and Z to promote itself to the investor community. Okay? Now, if you think that companies promoting themselves for investors is a red flag or it's something bad, you are delusional. Okay? Because when you are dealing with small companies, for example, you have to expose the story and then the investment to the investment community in order for people to pay attention. Because it's a different game when you're talking about Berkshire Hathaway, Microsoft versus some small companies trading on secondary exchanges. Do you honestly think that investors go, just like I do, one by one on a particular exchange and are looking for, fantastic opportunities? No way. So when you are a CEO of a company, your job is to run the company, promote the company's products and services, make it grow, and also expose the story to the investment community, especially when you are a company that has to rely on the capital markets to grow or to raise capital. Like, do you think Oracle would be where it is today if the management took the stance or the attitude, we're not going to talk about our story, we're not going to go out there and tell our story, we're just going to wait for investors to find us because we have such a fantastic asset that they will eventually find us. You see what I mean? If you think that the companies exposing themselves in whatever ways they need to is bad, is a red flag, you have no idea what you're talking about. You have never ran a company. You have never tried to market a product. You read a paragraph or a book, someone talking about it. You have no idea what you're talking about. And now you see nowadays things are changing with the ways companies market themselves. Okay, the world is changing, especially because of the pandemic. There's different investor relations firms or companies take different routes to expose themselves. We've heard things like influencer marketing, and you see it for all sorts of products. Companies reach out, cosmetic companies reach out to influencers, whether it's for a review or whatever. I'm seeing some of that happening with public companies. They are reaching out to particular influencers to get exposure to the story. And there was one particular company, the Very Good Company, it's called, and it kind of got in trouble. And then the YouTubers or influencers got in trouble for promoting the company. And then the stock went from like $1 to $8, and then it freaking crashed. And then, from what I understand, some of the influencers were at the risk of losing their accounts or whatever because they got involved. So now, you as an investor, you're out there looking for ideas, you're out there looking for content, and the content is being pumped up at you, and sometimes you don't really know uh, if it's really impartial what they're saying, because you don't know if they have been engaged, is some kind of payment to expose the story. And then it's easy to say, like, make rules of thumbs and say, well, any company that does it is bad. Any YouTuber that does it is bad. Like, I don't do any promotional content. But there's people out there that do that, right? And now you can say anybody that does that is a bad individual. That's delusional, because if you take a look at it from the point of view of an influencer, they are providing a content, right? And they want to monetize that content. I'm monetizing my content, but I'm monetizing in a different way. I am not, doing sponsored videos or things that I don't think are good for you, but I am monetizing my content, whether you like it or not. I have microcap explosions, right? So that's how I monetize my content. And now different influencers monetize their content in a different ways. So they're not going to just provide labor for free just so that you can click subscribe. That's not how the real world works. Okay, so now the same thing with companies. If companies need exposure, there's good stories and there's bad stories. All of them need exposure. So they find ways to expose it. And now for people to say that exposing your company is bad, it's a red flag, it's ridiculous. It's, again, delusional. You've never run a company. You don't know what it's like to look for investors. You don't know what it's like to expose the story. So the bottom line is this: there is things out there that are happening, and people are consuming that information, whether it's sponsored information or not sponsored information, whether the company is trying to expose the story. The bottom line is it's on you. It's on you to decide what you're going to invest in. That's why you do due diligence. That's why you don't listen to anybody, whether it's an article or a CNBC interview or YouTube video or a TikTok video or whatever. It's on you to figure out whether you want to get involved with the story, whether the company is good or not. Don't just trust the source that's giving you the information that they did the due diligence. I mean, think about if, let's say, a company does go to certain influencers to expose the story, first of all, if a company goes to a particular influencer to do a story, it means that that particular influencer has a lot of following. So therefore, that particular person is of interest to a company that wants exposure, whether it's for a product or whether it's for the stock or whether it's for whatever. So this means that this person is cranking out videos to get a lot of views, whatever. Now, they don't have the time to do due diligence the way I do my due diligence, okay? So they're just going to take the company's word for it and push it out to the viewers or consumers of content. So it is on you to do the due diligence. I mean, yes, in a perfect world, they would do the due diligence, but that's not how the world works. It is on you. So saying that, getting investment ideas from investor relations firms or this or that is a bad place, nothing is a bad place. What is a bad situation if you take the information and you just believe it and you just invest in it because so-and-so says that? You can get ideas from all sorts of places. And you know that. I wrote about it in a microcap investor that's for free on microcapexplosions.com. You can get ideas from Twitter, from YouTube, from going to the exchange one by one. You can get a phone call from somebody and you can get ideas from them. But they're just ideas. They're just leads. You have to follow up on those leads and not be like, I got a particular lead from this person and it didn't work out and it's bad. It's on you. So anyway, this was just a video because I wanted to, get it out there. There are no rule of thumb saying if a company is marketing its product or it's marketing itself, it's bad because if it was good, people would find it. It's delusional, okay? Focus on if you hear an idea from somewhere, it's a lead. It's a lead. You have to do your work. It's your money. It's your decision at the end of the day. That's it.